Good morning, everyone. Scott Earhart and Curtis Hawks here with Insurance Agency Marketing Services. First and foremost, thank you all so very much for taking the time to join us today. We greatly appreciate it. We know that time spent with us is time where you're not out prospecting and actively selling, so we really do appreciate it, and we're going to make this time really, really valuable for you and for your business. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into selling virtually with everything that we've had happen in our world over the past few weeks. This is a very timely topic, and we've got some great solutions here at IAMS for you, for your practice, and for your prospects and clients. And I think you're really, really going to enjoy the presentation today. Before we jump into those slides, we're going to go through a few housekeeping items and then just a few introductory slides, and we'll get into the meat and potatoes of today's presentation. First housekeeping item, and probably the most important thing you'll hear out of my mouth today, is in the top right-hand corner of your screen. That's our phone number, 800-255-5055. If there is anything that we can do here at IAMS to help you in your life, annuity, assets under management efforts, please do not hesitate to give us a call. We'd love the opportunity to be chatting with you. Second housekeeping item are polling questions. I believe I'm going to launch 1 or 2 polls throughout the presentation today. If you would please take the time to click yes or no in those. We really appreciate everyone's participation and really helps us to target in what it is we can do to help you grow your practice. And then last housekeeping item, questions. We're going to throw quite a bit of information at you here in the presentation in a fairly condensed time frame. So I'm sure there will be questions. Please feel free to type them into the questions box. We will try and get to those while we're live and in session. However, if we do not get to them in the session today, when Curtis or I call to follow up with you, we will get those answered for you. All right, that being said, we're done with housekeeping. Oh, there we go, unmuted. Sorry, hit the wrong button. Accidentally muted myself there, guys. As we move on here, give me 1 second. Why is it? There we go, moving on now. Business builders. A couple things I want to talk about here quickly. A couple of very popular programs we have here at Insurance Agency Marketing Services, basically to help you grow your practice and put more dollars in your pocket. First program that we're going to talk about is the Referred Producer Program. Basically, our business here on the wholesale side of the industry, very similar to yours in the field, in that one of the best leads we could ever obtain is a referral from one of our valued clients, or you, our valued producers. So we want to make it worth your while to refer individuals to us. When you refer a producer to us and they pick up any license through IAMS, we will send you a check for $50 just as a thank you check. Now, where the real money comes into play is, as your referral writes business, you will receive a 20 basis point override on that business. We cut these checks at least quarterly, and we do sign checks for thousands and thousands of dollars at a time. So it can be very, very lucrative for you and your practice. That being said, if there is an individual you know of that you think might benefit from doing business with us here at IAMS, please feel free, type their name into the questions box, their contact information, email me their information, scott@iamsinc.com. Or of course, when we call to follow up, just let us know who they are. We'll do the best we can to get them recruited over to us here at IAMS and get you on your way to earning some referred producer dollars. Now, below that is our marketing reimbursement program, which is our most popular program. And it's our most popular program because we consider this to be your money. These are your dollars, and we are just here to help you utilize those dollars. Rough numbers on marketing reimbursement: for every $100,000 in FIA premium you place through IAMS, we put $100 into your marketing reimbursement account. Since why this is so popular is because we put very few restrictions on this program. That being said, what I mean by that is we don't tell you what vendor you have to use or when you have to utilize these dollars. All we ask is that if you have a marketing expense, you submit a receipt to us. We'll hopefully cut you a check same day and help you to offset that expense. If you have questions on either of these programs, please let us know. We'd love to chat with you about them. Moving on to our new producer builder. This slide is geared towards individuals who are new to IAMS. If this is your first introduction to IAMS, this applies to you as well. Basically, these levels can be qualified for, and it's based on production within your first 180 days of being licensed. As you can see, there's great offerings at each level. You know, business building tools, personal perks, possibly even a cash reward at a couple of levels. So if you'd like to know more about how the new producer builder works, or where you stand, or what we can do to help you get on to the next level, please let us know. Back office support. This slide is the core of who we are here at IAMS and how we were founded 33 years ago. That sub-headline there, we help you work smarter, not harder, is what we're here to do. We're going to do that with great business building tools and resources. Things like what you're seeing today, daily trainings, webinars. We've got great experience on our marketing staff with great case design assistance and life and annuity quote commitment. That commitment that we make to you is, if you need something to help you write business, we're going to have it to you the same day you request that. So really trying to focus on our advisors and making sure you have every tool you could possibly need to be as successful as possible. Forms at your fingertips. What we mean by that is we're going to get you the proper forms that you need as well. You can get many forms at IAMSinc.com. Of course, you can call 800-255-5055, and we can get you those forms emailed or shipped to you right away to make sure you have everything you need. And then, of course, submission to commission support. What we're talking about here is acting as your back office. We've got a great team of new business managers here. We will scrub applications for you. We will submit those applications on your behalf. And then we track those applications for you with at least check-ins on that app every 2 days to make sure that it's flowing properly. I'd say this: if you've never utilized our new business staff, I'd tell you your next piece of business, submit it through our office and utilize these ladies and gentlemen. There's no fee, there's no cost to you to utilize these programs, and I think you'll see that you'll be commissioned significantly faster because of the efforts of that team. Below that, we're going to talk top sales expertise and coaching. We've got national sales coaches throughout the country that are top producers in the industry, and they have agreed to help IAMS grow our business, and we do that by helping you grow your business. So if you've never utilized a mentoring program or a coaching program, we have several available to you, and I'd tell you that next time you speak with one of your sales directors, ask them about it. Certainly something that could help you expand your business. And then below that, paperless contracting. We are on the SuranceBay platform. If anyone out there is as old as I am or has been around this business as long as I have, you remember the pains of filling out individual licensing agreements, the hand cramps. Those are gone. Now we can do all of that digitally. And the benefit of that is, once you fill out licensing one time, let's say 6 weeks, 8 weeks down the road, you need to add on a new carrier. All you have to do is let us know. We click a button, you get an email, you approve it, and boom, you're on your way. Very simple there. If you have any questions about the SuranceBay platform, let Chris Mount, our licensing director, know. She can certainly walk you through that. Creative marketing solutions. We do have in-house creative here, IAMS Creative, as we call them. We've got a lot of great stuff that's available to our advisors to help you with your branding, with your marketing. Great turnkey solutions, newsletters, postcards, flyers, emails, a lot of great stuff available to you that we can brand for you very quickly and help you to market and prospect. Agency solutions, speaking of branding, if you haven't created a customized and unique logo for your business, I'd tell you to do so. Talk with the creative team. They'll help you with that. It's something that'll pay dividends for you long term with brand recognition, name recognition, things like that. We've got great graphics team here that can come up with some really cool stuff, and they'd love to be chatting with you about what they can do to help. And then below that, something that we're going to get into real deeply here, digital solutions. New frontier in the financial services industry is doing things digitally and online, and we've got a great presence there and a lot of knowledge. If you're looking for help with your website, with marketing strategies, email consulting, social media consulting, we can help you there. So just reach out to your sales director, let them know you've got interest in the IAMS Creative portfolio, and we can certainly get you on your way to utilizing that. Our website, I know I mentioned it a couple times, and you'll see it a couple more times throughout this presentation, but IAMSinc.com. A lot of great stuff available to you. One thing that you're definitely going to want to take a look at is Firelight, being able to submit apps digitally. It's available to you there. If you haven't registered at IAMSinc.com, I tell you, as soon as we're done with this presentation, go out, create an account. You're going to want to utilize it. There's a lot of things there that are going to be very, very helpful for you and your practice. Retirement Analyzer, another digital solution that we offer to advisors. I'll tell you this, if you're not using some type of software system to help you in your sales process, I'd kick the tires of Retirement Analyzer. We do have a free trial available. The reason why I believe in Retirement Analyzer so much is because it's not just an analysis of a client's financial portfolio. It's really a closing tool because simply and in very plain language, it will help you show clients how much longer their dollars will last or how much better of a position they're in because they implement the product or strategy that you're recommending. It will help you close more sales. So Marcus Solar in our office is our point man for Retirement Analyzer. If you have any questions about it, email him, marcus@iamsinc.com, or feel free to give us a call. He'd love to chat with you about it. IAMS Wealth. As I talk about IAMS Wealth, I'm going to launch our first poll of the day, just basically asking you if you'd like more information about our RIA. If you click yes, you're going to get an automated email and then a call from Sarah or Mike in our wealth management office. Basically, we founded IAMS Wealth about three and a half years ago or so, and we founded it to help our client, the insurance agency marketing services advisor, expand their practice, and we've been pleasantly surprised. We've seen a bunch of organic growth with it. We've created a great training program to help individuals pass the Series 65. We've also got great partners on both the investment and technology side to help make this a real value proposition for the advisor and the client. We've seen a lot of existing IARs move their business to us simply because of that technology platform and the fee structure. If you're considering getting your 65 or if you already have your Series 65, I tell you, click yes, have the conversation with Mike, take a look at the fee structure, kick the tires of IAMS Wealth. I think you'll be really, really interested in the value proposition that they bring to the table. That being said, we're going to move on from this question. So I'm going to be closing down the poll here in just a second. If you would please take the time to click yes or no. Certainly do appreciate everyone's participation there. All right, thank you everyone. Definitely want to mention a couple of fun things before we get into this. One, we're still qualifying for the Baja Oasis. This is our co-sponsored trip with Athene. This is exclusive to insurance agency marketing services and based on Athene production. We're going to be going to the Montage in Cabo. That picture is the actual Montage resort there. If anybody's been to Cabo, you know about the riptides. We don't have them here. This is the only swimmable beach in Cabo, and it is completely private to the Montage. So really excited about that trip. Qualification goes through the end of June, so still plenty of time to qualify. If you have questions on it, let us know. Simultaneously, we are qualifying for the IAMS Marketing Summit in 2021. We will be going to the Secrets in Puerto Vallarta. We've utilized Secrets properties in the past. These are amazing properties. This one is beautiful. Really excited about that. Qualification does go through the end of the year. Definitely looking forward to having the largest group we've ever had down there with us. If you have questions about the trip, about the qualification, let us know. And then last fun slide before we get into the business slides, we are simultaneously qualifying for the Elite Summit as well. It'll be an extension from the Marketing Summit, and it will be at the Four Seasons in Punta Mita, which I did not know existed before we booked this. I am really excited about that. This looks like one of the most luxurious resorts I've ever seen, so very excited about that as well. That being said, let's get into today's presentation. In order to do so, I am going to give control over to our Chief Marketing Officer, Curtis Hawks, and he's going to talk with us about doing business virtually and all the solutions that IAMS has to offer. Curtis, can you hear us?
Yes, I can, and thanks for that intro.
You're welcome. You should have control now.
There we go. Okay. So, yeah, appreciate that. So we've been getting a lot of questions here over the last few weeks from advisors with with everything going on. How am I supposed to market right now? How am I supposed to run appointments? How do I get business met? And all really, really good questions. And so we felt it was important to get a call set up and go through, how do you navigate these waters? And also, what are the different resources that you have available to help you as we go through this time frame? So we've put together a significant amount of information. Scott, did you turn that control the screen over to me? I'm trying to click it to go to the next slide. There we go.
There you go.
Okay. So before we start going into the different options, wanted to go through and make a couple of different points here. So we are in extraordinary times. There's a lot of measures being taken right now with social distancing, businesses coming down, closing down, or going down to skeleton crews. And the thing that I want to remind everybody is uncertainty in life is unavoidable. How we respond to it is our choice. And so with everything going on in the world today, the thing I want everybody to remember is that people still need the products and services that we provide. And with all the volatility and everything else going on, they need our help now more than ever. And so I think we have a very unique opportunity, not just with doing business right now, but I think this will peak and it will subside and we will get past this. And so I think for the advisors that are out there, and I think the advisors that are on this call today, those that work on building out their foundation and adding to their infrastructure, adding to their marketing, will not only be able to write a significant amount of business through this, but as we come out of this, we'll have a more solid foundation and a more robust marketing platform to reach out and help and work with even more people. So when we talk about doing business virtually, one of the big questions that we have or that we have had is, how am I supposed to meet people? There's stay-at-home orders going on. There's people that are not going into work. There are people that don't necessarily want to come into my office, or they want me to go out there. And the thing I want everybody to remember is that just because somebody can't or doesn't necessarily want to meet face-to-face doesn't mean that they don't want to meet. And so there are a number of platforms out there that exist that allow for doing virtual meetings. And so we've got a few different options up here. And these are all options that we utilize, that we have advisors utilize. And in fact, I would imagine that some of you on this call today use some of these platforms as well. But I kind of wanted to give a breakdown or a rundown of what are kind of the pros and cons or features of each platform, because they all do things a little bit differently. So first off is Skype. And so generally speaking, Skype is going to fall in the web/video conferencing category. And so this can be a really, really good tool for phone calls, for video calls. We have a lot of individuals that will use this for day-to-day activities. If you're wanting to do a one-on-one meeting with a client, if let's say you've got an office and you have some staff working from home, it's a great way to do a simple, quick, easy video conference with them and see them, have a discussion with them. The other nice thing about Skype as well is if any of you currently have Office 365, so if you've got, which probably most of you do, you actually already have a subscription to Skype and can utilize the tools there. And so that's something to take a look at as well, because many of you might already have access to it and just not realize it. Next is going to be GoToMeeting or GoToWebinar, which we're on a GoToWebinar meeting right now. And so GoToWebinar is out of the four of these has been around probably the longest, and is probably one of the most built out structures that you have. And so it's going to be really, really good for doing presentations like this. If you're wanting to go through a slide presentation, if you're wanting to share your screen and go through an illustration. The other nice thing that GoToMeeting and GoToWebinar do, and Scott did this just a few moments earlier, but it allows you to incorporate engagement within the presentation. So while you wouldn't normally or necessarily use this for a one-on-one meeting, if you're going to do a group setting, this can be a really good tool to interact with the audience throughout the presentation by asking them questions, by doing polls. And then the other thing that it allows you to do as well is measure analytics. And so you can see who's engaging with the presentation, who's not, etc. The other thing that GoToWebinar has done very, very effectively is they integrate with a number of CRM systems. And so you can take data from individuals that registered and attended the presentation, and depending on which CRM system you're using, you can pull that data back into the CRM system and have all of that information on your prospect list, customer list, etc. As you're doing these. Next option is Join.me. Join.me, I've actually used quite a bit over the years, and really what it is a platform designed around impromptu meetings. And so where I've used this quite a bit in the past is, I might be on the phone with an agent and say, you know what, here, go to Join.me. I'm going to email you my code, or once you get there, let me give you the code, pull it up. You can instantly see my screen, and then I can go through a presentation, an illustration, etc. And so it makes it really simple and easy to share your screen, show what you're talking about, etc. Now, the one thing to keep in mind with Join.me is with Skype and GoToMeeting, you can get up to 500 people on a meeting. With Join.me, it's set for groups of 10 or less. So this isn't going to be something, if you're thinking about doing a virtual workshop, which, by the way, we've got those up and running. I think we just had one last night, actually. But if you're thinking about doing something along those lines, Join.me is not going to be the platform for you. This is for small groups or one-on-one basis. Lastly, we've got Zoom. So we use Zoom in the office. Even right now, we use it quite a bit with advisors. I know a number of advisors. In fact, how I even first heard about Zoom was from one of our reps a couple of years ago. And they're probably the newest entrant into this space. And one of the things that you see within Zoom, with how they set their platform up, is they kind of looked at some of the major players that have been around there for years and tried to pull the different things in there that they liked the most and that had the most positive feedback. And so you can do screen sharings, you can do video conferencing. So you can do one-on-one meetings with Zoom. If you wanted to do a group setting, you can do that as well. One of the nice things about it is Zoom has a free platform. And so you can actually, with their platform, you can run as many meetings as you want to at no charge. If you want to get a big group together, so you can get up to 100 people on a Zoom call and share your screen, go through a presentation, etc. But what they do is they put a time limit on it of 40 minutes. So if you want to be able to do an hour-long presentation, then you've got to pay for the subscription service. But the thing to keep in mind on that is the subscription price is only $15 a month, and you can do unlimited meetings. But Zoom allows you to, if you want to see everybody that's on the meeting, you can do that. If you want them to see you, if you want them to see your screen. But it has a significant amount of functionality, and obviously it's a great tool. If you haven't done this before and you want to kind of start tinkering around with it and dip your toe in the water, Zoom is a good option to get started with, for the simple fact of you basically get the full scope of their services, and you just have to register an account. You don't have to pay for it. So when you look at what options make the most sense for me, they all are going to have, as we just discussed, their differences. And so when you're thinking about this, make sure that you think through what's going to be required of your clients if they're going to access the platform. So run through the setup process as if you were a client. So, get registered on if you've got one you're interested in, which, by the way, if you're not sure which one's right for you, give us a call, talk to one of your sales directors. They can chat with you about that and what might make the most sense. But some of these platforms will require somebody to download something if they're going to get on it. Some of them, like I use that Join.me as an example, or even Zoom. You literally put in a code, you're there, and you can be on the screen. So think through that as well. Also, make sure you're thinking through compatibility issues as well. Think about your client base or the prospect base that you're marketing to. Are we thinking people are going to be on a desktop computer? Do we think they're going to be on a laptop? Do we think they're going to be on mobile or a tablet? But it's important to think about that as well. And even FaceTime. For those of you that have iPhones, if you've got a client or a prospect that has an iPhone as well, FaceTime is a simple one-click option to where you can video conference together. Another key component, and we kind of talked about this a little bit, but be cognizant of how many people you want on the presentation. If you're going to be looking at doing a larger group type setting, you're really going to want to look at a GoToWebinar or a Zoom. If you're looking on more one-on-one interaction, then you probably, again, you're not going to look at GoToWebinar, but you'd look at Skype, Join.me, or even Zoom is good for that as well. So, but as I mentioned, if you've got questions on it, give us a call. We can chat with you about it and kind of walk you through what might make the most sense. So the next question that we've gotten on this is not just what platforms are out there, but there's a lot of advisors that have said, I've never done a video conference. I've never done video meetings. What are other things that I need to consider when I'm doing that? And, it's a really good question because most of the work that we've done up to this point has been face-to-face. So best practices and tips that I can tell you is, as we just chatted about, make sure your audience knows how to get registered. And a big core component of that is following up. If you're going to schedule a video conference with an individual, make sure you're getting the links and the invitation out to them, but make sure you're following up with them on how to get on there. Same thing if you're going to do a group meeting. So the nice thing about that is all of you, generally speaking, have a follow-up process that you already use already. So it's just modifying that slightly in the context of how you're going to be meeting. Dress like you would for an in-person presentation or one-on-one consultation. I mean, it probably goes without saying, but if you're going to do a video conference, we want to be dressed the same way. Think about the visual aspect of your presentation. So one thing to be cognizant of is when you're doing video conferencing, they're not just going to see you. They're not just going to see your screen. They're going to see behind you as well. So it's important when you're doing video conferencing that you're cognizant of what your background looks like and how things are set up, and not having an office that's messy, but making sure that things look nice. Don't get frustrated or discouraged by technical issues. That's going to happen. Just like as I started trying to get the mouse, they're generally temporary things, and it's a simple thing that's really just a click of a button. Those things will happen, are infrequent, but don't let that throw you off what it is that you're trying to accomplish with your presentation. And I've had several discussions about this with advisors that are concerned about, when I'm in front of an audience, when I'm working a room, there's just something different about that with people being able to interact with me, see me, shake hands, etc. Same thing when I'm in a face-to-face appointment. I'm not saying that running a virtual meeting is the exact same as a face-to-face, but what I will tell you and what you will find is that, for a consumer to do business with you, they've got to feel like you're trustworthy, knowledgeable, and can help them in the areas that they have concerns on, and also that you care, that you're emphatic. Those core aspects will translate. Whether you're face-to-face or whether you're virtual, when you're doing virtual meetings, that will translate over to that individual, and they will feel that. And so I know I've had a lot of questions on that, but you would be amazed as you start doing this. And I think this is a great opportunity as the consumer base who maybe didn't want to, or you've got people that are resistant to working and doing things virtually. As they're being forced to do that and realize that it's not such a scary thing and that this actually works pretty well and that this is pretty convenient, I think you'll find that these meetings will run very similar to a face-to-face appointment. And if anything, as I mentioned earlier, as we get out of this, I think there's going to be more opportunity to do these types of meetings. I mean, you figure for a very long time, we've been limited on geography, right? How far out to do a face-to-face meeting? As you get consumers more acclimated to meeting virtually, that expands out your territory. that expands out the range of the prospect pool that you can work with. And so I think there's a huge opportunity as we come out of this with what's going on. So other tips, make sure your setting is well lit. Just because you've got lights in your office and you can work and you can see, you want to make sure that you're testing this out in advance to make sure that the lighting is correct and that you don't have to make any adjustments. And make sure you block off appropriate amounts of time. So I've got this. I'm not going to play it here, but this is an example of this is a professor that was on live television doing a video conference from his home office, and in the middle of it, his kid and wife run into the office while he's presenting, while he's talking. And so I make this point: whether you've got a home office or you're still going in or are going into your brick and mortar office, make sure that people are aware that you're going to be doing a presentation. Make sure that you've got the door shut and everybody knows not to come in, bother you, ask you about anything. So that way you can have a nice professional view as you're going through doing this. So, and again, if you've got questions on what platform or you've got more questions on best practices and tips, give us a call. We're more than happy to help you with that and walk you through it. So, submitting business digitally. So when I look at all the reps that we work with, we've got a few different categories. So we've got some reps that basically 100% of what they do is the application. We've got some advisors that almost 100% of what they do is paper, and then we've got a pool of advisors where it's kind of a mix. It's a given. I think everybody's aware that we are going to be doing more e-applications. That's just going to happen as we have the social distancing and people starting to stay at home more. And so it's an area of opportunity to continue to write business. But then also, one of the things that we've seen as well with the carriers just over the last couple of weeks is they have been making some significant steps about easing the way we can do business with not having to be face-to-face with individuals. We had an insurance company actually last week that will now issue, on the life insurance side, will now issue up to $3 million of coverage, of permanent coverage, without a paramed exam. It's literally a phone interview, a prescription drug check, MVR check, and MIB. If you pass those things, they'll issue up to $3 million of coverage. So I think we have an unprecedented opportunity with how carriers are trying to work to make it easier to do business with them. So in any case, we've got a few different ways. If you're going to do business with us digitally, we've got a few different ways that you can do that we're going to go into. On the annuity side, that's going to be Firelight. Firelight integrates, I believe, with all of our carriers, and also has a couple of life insurance carriers that integrate with them as well. iPipeline is going to be our primary platform for life insurance e-applications. And then we also have a secure app upload on the website as well. So to show you where that's at, one, you can access Firelight in a couple of different ways. Either from the home page, we can get a URL out to you if you want to use that, and as well as through our e-app solution. So if you're on the website, which first off, you've got to be a licensed agent with us. So if you're not currently a licensed agent with us, give us a call, talk to one of the sales directors. We want to learn more about your business, and then we can talk about how you can get access to the resources that we have. But when you go to the website, right on the home screen on the slider, you can see that there's an option to access the Firelight application. If you're just clicking the link, then you can see right here, it'll take you immediately to that page. You can, if you haven't been on there before, get registered. It just takes a minute. Or if you have registered an account already, it's just putting in your username and a password, and you can instantly start selecting which carrier, product, etc., that you want to submit business with. In addition to that, you can see our e-app solutions tab up here, and whether you're wanting to get registered or you wanting to just go and straight log in if you already have registered, it's simple and easy for you to get access to it. And then we also have another section, if you're in the annuity section of the website, where you can get to Firelight as well. And really what we wanted to do was make it easy for no matter where you're at on the site, if you're wanting to do any application, there's a link right there, a click away for you to be able to do that. With iPipeline, again, we've got a few different ways that you can access that. One is through our eApp Solutions tab, as well as our Life Insurance tab. And so just to show you what that looks like and where you can go, one here, if you go to the eApp section like we talked about, you can go right here in the middle to our iGo eApp solution. Another option as well, and I didn't mention this initially because we're focusing a little bit more on the life and the annuity side, but we also have an e-application for Medicare. So if Medicare is a portion of your business, we also have an e-app platform for that as well. So going into the Life tab, you can see right here, if you're on the Life page, you can scroll down and get to our e-app platform as well. In addition to that, we also have a secure document upload. So we've got that set up on the life insurance side. We are getting ready to roll out the annuity secure document upload. That'll probably be done here in the next couple of days. And then from there, if you've got a paper application, I mean, you can email it to us, obviously, but if you want to upload it or you've got a large file size, it's a simple thing to go to the upload section of the site, click on the app upload, and we can pretty much take any size case that you have. So if you've got questions on that, like I said, call in, talk to a sales director, and they can help you get registered and get set up to do that. So as Scott mentioned at the beginning of the call, one of the things IAMS prides themselves on is our service level. We think we've got one of the best service levels in the country, but we also are very aware that we need to make sure that agents can get what they need however they want to get it, whether it's having us do their case design or whether I know we've got a number of agents that like to run their own quotes or want to be able to send a request out and then move on to the next thing they're doing for the day. So we've got a few different options available to get quotes. We've got a couple of dedicated quote request forms for both the life and the annuity side, as well as quoting options. So if you go to the Life tab, you can see here that we've got our life quote request form. You put your information in, put the client's information, it immediately gets sent out to the sales team. And so they can start working on your quotes. If they've got a question on it, they'll certainly reach out to you on running it. But it makes it very efficient. And again, as I mentioned, you can get your information submitted. You can move on to the next task on your list. Same thing with the annuity request form as well. Once you get that submitted, that goes out to the annuity sales team, and they can get to work on that and start putting together some options for you. For digital quoting platforms, and again, this is on the website. So again, if you're not licensed with us, give us a call, talk to a sales director. They can work with you on getting set up on it. But we utilize Annuity Rate Watch for our annuity quoting. It has an extensive database. It's got virtually every single insurance company and every single product available in the marketplace today with caps, rates, etc., and has the ability to quote. And then iPipeline is our platform for life insurance. So we utilize them not just for the e-applications, but as well as for quoting. And you can quote virtually any product with any of the carriers that we have, whether it's term, UL, IUL, you name it, we can run all of that. The other nice thing about the iPipeline quoting platform is that if you're running quotes with somebody, let's say you're doing a video conference and you're going through pricing, and they say, okay, well, what's the next step, right? That all-important question. You can literally e-apply right there from the quoting software and start working on an application. So it's very streamlined. It makes it very efficient for getting business in. So we've talked a lot about how to do business, right? How to run appointments, how to get business submitted, how to get numbers put together, et cetera. Probably the all-important question is, how do I market? And this is an area where we at IAMS feel like we're very, very well positioned. We have made significant investments in technology, digital marketing, advertising, et cetera, because we felt that this is an important way to market for a very long time. In fact, one of the things that you'll find we talk at length about is being a hybrid advisor and having a hybrid marketing plan. And what I mean by that is, you look at traditional forms of marketing, newspaper, direct mail, radio, workshops, etc. All of these avenues work very, very, very well. But what we have going on at the same time is if you look across all demographics, the primary source of information for them is the internet. And so it's important in this day and age to have a balanced marketing plan, to to be marketing across all verticals that consumers are going to utilize, whether it's your traditional brick and mortar type marketing activities or whether it's digital. And so we're going to go through some of the options that we have available and how we can help you. So first off, social media. So when you look at social media, you've got a number of platforms out there. You've got Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook. I mean, it runs the gamut. The two primary platforms that those of us on the phone today are probably going to want to look at and utilize are going to be Facebook and LinkedIn. And so we've got a number of services that we provide to support marketing on social media. That encompasses building out social media pages, optimizing them for search, creating content, and setting up content syndication platforms. Because one of the biggest things, and we'll get into this here on the next slide, but we know that an individual has to have multiple touches, right? That hasn't changed. Doesn't matter what the medium is, but your average consumer out there has to see something multiple times before they actually engage with you. So having a sound content syndication strategy and touching people on a regular basis is critical to generating prospects. And so we can help with the updating of the pages. We can help with the content syndication. We can help do advertising. We can go out there and do specific targeting to different segments of the population, run ad sets, boost posts, all those types of things. The other thing I would mention to you as well, and we've got this as a special offer for everybody on the call today. I mean, we've probably had in the last 90 days 1,000 reps request this, but we have put together a very good LinkedIn marketing guide. I use a lot of the pieces in there myself. I probably set 1 to 2 phone meetings a week, just utilizing the tips and the templates that are in there. But it works very, very well for going out and targeting specific individuals, whether it's by industry, job, interest, etc., and building a pool of individuals that are in your target market and getting them to ask the all-important question is, so what is it that you do? How can you help me? And so it's a really great tool. Make sure in order to get this, you need to call in, talk to a sales director. They'll get that out to you. But suffice it to say, social media is an incredibly important tool, and we have a significant amount of resources to help support you if you're wanting to utilize that as a marketing strategy. Next is email marketing. So I would imagine that many of you probably have some semblance of a direct email marketing platform put together. And so, you know, when you talk about the average consumer, one of the things that we have to look at, and this isn't just in our industry, but in any industry, but it's what's called the path to purchase. And here's what that is. The path to purchase is the time frame that it takes for an individual when they first think about doing something, when they first think about buying something, to the point in time that they actually do it. And so that varies. As it pertains to the financial services space, what we've found is the average path to purchase is 90 days to 9 months. The different factors that impact that are how affluent an individual is, how educated they are, the size of the assets that they're looking to invest. So as you can imagine, the higher the net worth individual, the longer that they are on that path to purchase before they actually move forward on something. And so if you think about what an ideal format might be to help generate a consistent flow of prospects, the ideal format would be a funnel, to where with the advertising and marketing that we do, we're writing business with any of the individuals that are farther along on that path to purchase, and then everybody else goes into our drip marketing funnel, to where we keep touching them with different pieces of information and different calls to action. And what that allows us to do is, as we talked about earlier, people are going to do business with people that they trust, like, and feel are knowledgeable and can help them on the areas that they have concerns about. And so having those built-in automated touches, because and again, I want you to give us a call so we can talk to you guys individually on this, but a lot of what I'm talking about are things that we can set up and can be automated to where the level of interaction that you have is ultimately when an individual raises their hand and says, tell me more. How can you help me? So we can set these plans up, we can provide content, we can set up automated drip marketing. We have a number of different services available to help advisors. Next is web development. So to go back a little bit, but when you think about when the internet first came around, you could put a site up there and it would rank. People could find it very, very easily. You fast forward to now, you've got 10 slots on each page of a search engine. And so in order to rank a website now, it takes deliberate action. And so one of the things that we've had a significant emphasis on is not only how do we make a robust interactive site, but really your website should not be a digital business card. It should be a hub of information. So when we talk about email marketing, social media advertising, when we talk about display advertising, search, all those types of things, those are all distribution channels that route back to your website. And so we offer a significant amount of support to not only get people to the site, but then also make sure that the site looks high end and has the material you need to get people to engage with you. And so we can revamp a site, build a new one, do landing pages, microsites, anything and everything that you can imagine within the web world we can do and build. Video. So this is an area that we've gone to great lengths to significantly build out, even in the context of this call today. Video is a very sticky medium. It is easier to get somebody to watch a video all the way through to its entirety than it is to read a whole article. And so one of the neat things that we have going on right now is, and you couldn't even do this 5 or 6 years ago, but you look at the way technology has advanced. It used to be you'd have to have a really good video camera. You had to have a big setup to get everything set up and do a high quality video. On phones nowadays, the cameras, the way they're set up, you can record a high-end video in your office. And we have digital editors here on staff to where if you want to record a video and post it online, you can do that. If you want to ship it over to us and have us edit it and make it look high-end and nice and add slides to it, we can do that as well. So we have those resources available if that's an area of interest to you. You just need to give us a call. In addition to that, we all use consumer-facing pieces. We all, whether it's brochures, whether it's presentations, etc. One of the things I would mention to all of you is, one, we have a significant resource library on our website. When you're logged in there, you can go to our sales resource library, and we have dozens upon dozens of presentations and point-of-sale pieces that are unbranded, that we can brand to your firm, that articulate a wide variety of concepts. In addition to that, we've actually been working very, very diligently for about the last 4 or 5 months, and in the beginning of the second quarter, we're rolling out an additional block of material that you can utilize with your prospects to articulate an even more expansive set of concepts. The other thing, when we talk about social media advertising or drip email marketing, one of the best ways to get engagement is with a call to action, a CTA. And while on point of sale, we might not necessarily want to use an expansive guide. We might like to use 1 or 2 pagers. When you're talking about from an advertising standpoint, being able to say you can download or get this comprehensive guide that's 10, 12 pages long, that gets a lot of interaction. And so, again, if you're not registered for the site or you're not licensed with us, give us a call. We can walk you through how to get on there. But there's just an immense amount of information and a number of tools. And I wanted to make this point as well. We do a significant amount of custom work. And so we have a lot of advisors that have an idea or a concept, or they've got their process and they want us to build something out around it. We can certainly do that. You just need to speak with your sales director on how to get access to those services. So the other thing I would mention to you as well that we're offering to everybody on the call today is part of our process that we rolled out at the beginning of this year is a marketing analysis. And essentially what that is we will go in with an advisor's business, and we'll go through what the business looks like, what they want it to look like, how are they currently marketing, what their target demographic is, etc. We'll go through and do a complete comprehensive review of everything, and then we'll have our marketing team put together in a marketing analysis, and we'll generate out, generally speaking, a 10 to 13, 14-page report of based off of where you're at and what you want to do. Here are the different recommendations that we think make the most sense. And so you get a custom marketing report. And so I would encourage everyone on here to take advantage of that. Give your sales director a call and schedule a time to go through that process, because it is very useful. And oftentimes, we're working in our business, right? We're constantly working in our business. Right now is an opportunity to take a step back, take an objective look at your business, and work on it. And if we need to reset the marketing plan or look at how we evolve it based off of the current climate, it's a great opportunity to do that. So we've talked a lot about what we do custom in-house. This business has always been and always will be a relationship business, not only with our advisors, but the advisors with their clients. And one of the things that we have always strived to do is not only have an incredibly high level of service, but make sure that we have a wide range of resources available for our advisors. And one of the things that we've done over the years is set up strategic partnerships with other companies that we find can generate very, very good results for our reps and help them to do different things within their business. And so we wanted to talk a little bit about digital marketing platforms that we integrate with that can produce very good results. And just for purposes of time, we've got a couple of them that we're going to go through. You want to call your sales director and chat with them, because we've actually got a much more expansive list, but we've just got a few that we're going to go through today. So going into that, first platform is Financialize. So this is an annuity lead gen platform. And so they've got two models that they work within. One is a territory model. And so how that works is you can basically say, I want a territory. I'm in this city. I want this territory. And so you can get that territory set up, and then they have a minimum 5 lead per month commitment. So you have to commit to getting at least 5 prospects on a monthly basis. And so how they generate their prospects is they've got a number of web assets in every single state. And so if you've got a consumer that has questions about annuities or has money that they want to invest and they think an annuity might be a good fit for them, if they get to one of the web assets that Financialize has, they can submit their information. At that point in time, what Financialize is going to do is they're going to reach out to them and have a conversation with them. They're going to verify their contact information, and then they're also going to verify, so what was it that prompted you to reach out? What did you have questions on? And so they'll go through that with them. Once they're done with that, they flip that lead over to you. And so I know many of you have probably tried to follow up on digital leads before, and probably one of the challenges that you've always had is, well, I got leads. They said they submitted something online, but I can't get a hold of them. With them doing the warm contact like this, it significantly increases the contact rate when you're following up on these. Secondly, they have an auction program. And how that works is when you're generating leads for a territory, one of the things that happens is they're going to generate more leads than what that minimum requirement is, because you're going to have a certain pool of those people that maybe don't answer the phone. In addition to that, you might have an advisor that says, I just want to get 5 leads a month, or I just want to get 10. And Financialize ends up generating 11 or 12 or 13 prospects that they actually spoke with. If that advisor doesn't want those leads, then they go out to auction. And so it's a great opportunity because you get the lead emailed out to you. You don't have the contact information, but you can see the notes on the conversation. You can see the investable assets. You can see all of that type of information. And so I would strongly encourage everyone at a minimum to take a look at the auction platform, because it doesn't have a cost associated with it. It's only if you're going to buy a lead, if you're going to bid on a lead, that's the only way you get charged. So give us a call and we can chat through with you about what territories are available and how to get registered on that. Next, we have DataLot. So this DataLot works on a couple of different platforms. What we're talking about is their Dial Drive program for life insurance. This is in my opinion, a very innovative platform, but it's essentially a live lead transfer program. Some of you may have seen live lead transfer programs in the past, and basically what it is somebody using automated outbound calls and doing a high call volume and trying to transfer somebody over to you that they tried to convince that maybe they should be interested in life insurance or annuities or what have you. That's not how this works. With this platform, somebody that's researching online that has questions about life insurance or wants to get pricing on it, they can get on the site. And when they get to the point where, again, talking about this path to purchase, when they get to the point where they want to get some more information, they can't submit anything. They have to call into an 800 number. And so for the advisors, there's a back-end portal. And so basically, that back-end portal and say, hey, I'm available for phone calls right now. And so when that person calls that 800 number, it routes to you. And so it eliminates that issue of I couldn't get a hold of anybody, because all you're getting off of this are inbound calls from people that were researching life insurance online. And so what you get is you get that call and it's, hi, my name is Bob. I was on a website and I've got some questions about life insurance. And so it's a great starting point when you talk about trying to generate life insurance business. So the other unique thing about this is there's not a set price for the leads. So they use a bidding system similar to the auction platform with Financialize, but you set your price. Also, you've got to set up for the entire state. But here's what I would tell you on this. Right now, we're all on this call because we're concerned about running meetings virtually, and so and how we're going to market virtually. The great thing about this, and we've been utilizing this platform for probably 5 or 6 years, is a lot of what you see off of this is somebody that was researching online, that gets on the phone with the agent, wants to know what the pricing is, wants to talk about what the right amount of coverage is, and then what you see a lot of the time is what's the next step. And so oftentimes you'll have people that want to just do any application right there over the phone. And so it's a great way, as we talked about, expanding out your territory to increase the volume of prospects that you have. And so with this platform, again, if you're in the life insurance space, it's something that you want to take a look at, because these individuals, and part of the reason why we're talking, just in general, we're talking about digital marketing solutions is, if you generate a prospect digitally, there is a much higher probability that that individual might want to go through the entire sales process virtually. And so that's why we're talking about these topics. Next option is Advisor World. So some of you might have heard of Advisor World before, used them in the past, but they can be a very, very good platform. They're designed for annuity prospects. And so the way this platform works is very similar to Financialize in that they have a territory-based model, and they've got a variety of web assets out there that individuals can go on, submit their information, and then they will do phone verification as well. So they're going to do the exact same process as Financialize, where they're going through verifying their information. What was it that stuck out to you, or what was the reason for you requesting information today? And then that gets flipped out to you. The other thing about this, and I should probably mention this on the other platforms, but these are all exclusive platforms. You're not going to have a lead sold to 5 different people. Any lead that you get off of these platforms just goes to you. With this system, again, there's no subscription to it. When you set up, you can start it or stop it on a monthly basis, but they do have a 5 lead commitment. And so if you're not sure which one of these options might make sense, or as I mentioned, this is only a handful of the digital marketing platforms that we have available. Give us a call, talk to your sales director, take advantage of our marketing analysis process. But the point being, and what I'm trying to articulate, and I know we've covered a significant amount of information in the last hour, is that we are very well prepared and we are here to help and support you. We can help you generate more prospects digitally. And what I would tell you is we've covered a lot of material on this. Take advantage, call us, get the LinkedIn marketing guide, request a marketing analysis, give us a call, talk to us about all the options that we have. I know we had talked about trying to get to the questions. I think we've had a number of questions that have come on throughout the presentation, but we're right up here on the hour. So I appreciate everybody on the call today. Scott and I are going to be following up with all of you. So everybody that did have questions, we will be reaching out to you to chat with you. And like I said, call in, request some of the pieces that we've talked about today. And I appreciate everybody taking the time to be on the call today. Thank you.
Hey, Curtis, thank you very much for taking the time for us. As you were signing off, I did launch our poll to end the session. Basically, what we're asking you here in this poll is if you'd like more information on this. As we said, Curtis and I will be following up with you individually to ensure that that you have everything you need. If you click yes, that will just help us be better prepared for our conversation to get you out the collateral that we discussed, get you out further information about about the lead marketing system, about Firelight, about all of those things. And of course, as Curtis mentioned a couple times, have that LinkedIn guide ready for you. Have that marketing analysis questionnaire ready to go through and ready to complete so we can do a deep dive into your current marketing efforts and how IAMS could possibly be able to assist you and help you enhance your marketing. So just a few more seconds here that we'll leave that poll open. If you haven't taken the time to click yes or no, please do so. We definitely want to be efficient with your time on the phone with us. Make sure that we're getting through everything we need to. So that being said, I'm gonna sign us off. Curtis, if you're still with us, any parting words for the group?
As I said, I think we've got a huge opportunity here, not just right now, but going forward in the future. And I think we've got a great opportunity. If digital marketing, if working digitally has been an area that you've seen as an opportunity and just not really built out the way you need to, now's the time to do it. And we can certainly be the partner to help you do that. So
I
appreciate the time today.
completely agree with you there, Curtis. Take advantage of this opportunity, lean in to virtual selling, lead in to digital marketing. It's going to pay dividends for you right now and long term in your practice. That being said, everyone, we do appreciate your time. Thank you so much for spending it with us. And we look forward to chatting with each and every one of you here very, very soon. Go out and have a great sales day, everyone.